a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
Welcome to the Restricted Section, the only podcast whose number one hater is its host. I'm your host, Christina. If you haven't done the reading, don't worry, we did it for you. Here's what we're talking about this week. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Chapter 12, Magic is Might, in which Harry, Ron, and Hermione sneak into the Ministry of Magic. I'm here today with my friend Michael Boothby. Say hello to the listeners, Michael.
What's up, everyone?
Hey, I'm so glad you're here.
Hey, happy to be back.
Yeah, and I'm also here with my friend Brooke. Say hello to the listeners, Brooke. Oh, yeah, I really love you too. Thank you for those kind words. I have to laugh so people know it's a joke because otherwise someone will DM me and be like, hey, Christina, it looks like you left out Brooke's vocal track on this episode. Brooke's not here. She's trying to put a baby to sleep. She'll be here eventually.
Yeah.
Let's actually report directly from the text messages. We're like, hey, where are you? Are you coming to the recording? And she said, update, she's in full goblin mode. She won't close her eyes. Thanks, Freya. I love you too. Freya's been on the podcast before. Did you know that, Mike?
Really?
Yeah, when she was like too little to talk and I think maybe even too little to walk. So Mike and Brooke recorded an episode with Freya present and she had the hiccups for like 15 straight minutes and it was really cute.
That's so cute.
It was pretty cute. She had some hot takes.
Yeah, I bet.
Michael, tell me where does Deathly Hallows fall into your ranking of the Harry Potter stories?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, I personally, when I was a teenager reading these books, like, I thought every book kind of got better than the last. Like, I mean, especially the Deathly Hallows, like, oh, this is the end of Harry Potter, you know? And so it was pretty epic. I mean, it was really long, but I remember enjoying it as a kid. I don't know though. It's not as tight as the other ones though, right? The other ones, it feel like very like tight stories. You kind of have that format down of going to Hogwarts and going to class, and I did
the formula.
Yeah, and so this one kind of messed with the formula. I mean, I guess it had to. I guess they didn't have to, but you know, they chose to anyways, to kind of open up the world a bit, which I guess made for some kind of fun things. But I do remember like reading this book and being like, they're just kind of like camping in the wilderness for a long time.
Oh my God. That starts in the next chapter. The crazy thing is like this is the first book in the whole history of the podcast that I've said this about, but this book feels like it's going by faster than the way it feels when I'm reading it just like all the way through. And I don't know if that's because I'm kind of like spreading it out and appreciating the small things happening in each chapter, or it could be a little bit of being sad about the podcast ending. Gotta think about that as well.
Yeah.
But I do feel, I mean, we obviously haven't started camping yet, but like, just looking at the chapters, I'm like, shit happens in most of these chapters.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It kind of just feels like, because you already know with this book, you're like, oh, there's got to be this like big final confrontation, and it just feels like she's kind of like dancing around getting to that. Like, oh, we'll do this, and then there's a like, even though like without the Horcruxes, like, would this book have even been necessary? You know?
Well, yeah. No, I mean, it's called the Deathly Hallows, and it tries to like bait you with this other plot that only is like tangential. It's like world relevant, not really plot relevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like yeah, exactly. It's even Harry Potter in the Deathly Hallows, and then it's like they don't really matter that much, right? It's like the wand, or I don't
It's like
remember.
the B mystery. Okay, so the A mystery of Horcruxes and the B mystery of Hallows, those both feel like they were created in the 11th hour.
Yeah, they both literally feel like they were like made up in the last book just so this book could exist. So like she would,
Cause she's like, we gotta get to 7. There's gotta be 7 of them.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel like she was like in like, you know, her little writer room or something. Like, what can I do? And she was like, oh, that locket from that second book. Okay, hold on. Wait, we'll just make like 6 other items like that and say he split his soul. We'll have them go all over the world and
I
find
gotta
them.
correct you, or the listeners
there
will
8?
come for me. No, it's the diary in the second book.
Oh, the diary said journal. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, well. You know what I mean.
So you said that when you were a kid, you thought that each book got better and better, but then you just said like so many words after that about why this book isn't good.
Yeah, well, that's like now though. That's like adult me now, like just like looking at this story.
Now that you're like a writer, you know.
Yeah, now that I like do like more like storytelling and stuff, it's like, okay, this book just kind of goes all over the place. But I don't know. I like that each book progressively felt less like a children's book and just like darker and darker. Which is kind of like how the world feels. Like, it kind of feels like we're living... Doesn't it kind of feel like we're living in the Deathly Hallows right now? It's like things are like not as fun and innocent. It's like, ooh, geez.
We stand at the razor's edge of fascism.
We really do. Oh, we really do. And it's so scary.
Man, we actually talked about this kind of at length in the last episode too. We just like we could not prevent ourselves from like continuing to bring up parallels to modern day stuff. Like, it's kind of feels like it's right there in this book.
Yeah, it definitely does. And it's like, because in the last book, or in all the previous books, it's always like evil is like, they talk about it, and there's like dreams of Voldemort, and he kind of appears here and there, and then like here, it's like, nope, it's here. Snape is running Hogwarts. It's like, you know, the fascists control Harry's school, which like used to be is like, you know, where he went, made all of his friends, and now it's like, when they get there at the end of this book, it's like, you know, Neville's like, we've been leading the resistance, you know, it's like crazy.
This should be Neville's story, honestly, because he's out here doing some shit.
He's putting in work. He's like he's not
and his year at school is probably crazy.
It's probably insane, right? Because he has to like he's in the what's this, Dumbledore's army, right? And they're like going to the room of requirement, and like he's like getting caught and stuff, getting like tortured, and he never speaks. He never gives it away. Yeah.
Like, Hogwarts this year is like if Umbridge had been able to do everything she wanted to, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a real totalitarian, like a real eerie school situation.
Yeah, so. It's not great.
But instead, let's go camping for 6 months.
Yeah, let's go have a festival in the woods. Exactly.
Oh, I like to do this too.
Yeah.
I like to look, especially this last book, I like to look back on all the other episodes you've been on.
Oh, yeah. I've been on a few.
Through the ages.
Yeah.
Okay, you came on Goblet of Fire, Chapter 7, Bagman and Crouch. That was so fun.
I really loved that one. That was a great chapter.
Yeah, that was when we were new friends. That was October of 2022. You also came on for Chapter 17 of that, The Four Champions, in December of 2020. Oh, wait. I said 2022. That was 2021.
2021. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Because that makes sense because we've been friends longer than 2 years.
That was my first year in
3
Richmond.
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Order of the Phoenix, you came on for Chapter 22, St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries. These are some fun chapters.
Yeah, these are fun.
A little walk down memory lane is good for everyone. You came on for... Did you come on for 3 chapters of Half-Blood Prince? I must have one. There must have been one where I was like... in the movie night chat, just like, hey, is anyone free to record tonight?
that was probably me. That sounds right.
Chapter 9, The Half-Blood Prince. Chapter 18, Birthday Surprises. And Chapter 23, Horcruxes. That's fun.
The Horcruxes one was fun.
Look at us go. And now here we are. Chapter 12 of Deathly Hallows, Magic is Might.
Yeah.
We're in Grimmauld Place. It's August. Days be going by. They're settling into their new life of like secrecy. There's a lot of people watching the house, a couple people per day. And so the kids are like leaving the house by apparating off the top step, which for some reason they know is inside the Fidelius charm. But if your elbow goes out too far, you're outside of the charm and they can see you now. But see you where? Because they can't see the house.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
Like, I can't get a visual on that.
No.
Because this chapter starts with that. Like, Harry, like, apparates onto the front top step and his little elbow wiggles a little too far and somebody sees him. It's written weirdly, like, we don't know who these characters are, kind of. It's like, from the man in the square's perspective.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess I don't know, man. Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Half a dozen men in long cloaks.
In August. I know it's the UK, but it still is going to be too warm for long cloaks.
Yeah.
On September 1st, which is when the Hogwarts Express always leaves from London, September 1st, no matter what day of the week it is, we're going on September 1st every year. On that day, lots of people come to watch from the square. I guess they're like, I don't know, because if they're going to go to school, couldn't they just get them at school? They have people at school.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
They're waiting for him to leave his house. But, like, if he's... Why on earth would he be going to school right now?
I don't know.
I guess I really... I feel like they just, like, have not enough to do. And they're like, fuck, we really don't know where this guy is. I guess everybody just go...
Let's just hang out. Let's just
to
loiter.
Place.
We're gonna loiter. Yeah.
Maybe they're all just having a Labor Day party.
Maybe they're like grilling out. Who knows?
I want that for them because these
too.
Death Eaters have been working hard.
I want them to be like using their spells, like cook some hot dogs.
I love that. I love the idea of, you know how you put a hot dog on a stick and roast it over a fire?
It's
but
like
instead,
on the wand.
Yeah, it's on the wand, and the wand is like roasting it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's kind of disgusting, but...
Yeah, that's what they do. That sounds like what they would do at, what was it? That first chapter I did, the one in the fourth book at the festival. Like, that's what they would be doing.
Oh,
with this, what
the fuck is it called? The World Cup.
The World Cup, the Quidditch World Cup. That's what they'd be doing.
You had that was a really fun chapter of like just sitting around. Like, I don't think any plot happened. That's so funny because you love going to festivals now, and like that's kind of exactly, I feel like the energy is just sitting around looking at people and making friends.
It really is. Yeah, I went to a festival up this weekend, and it's like even when I go with my girlfriend Court, it's always like our favorite thing. We call it Wook watching because it's like there's just so many interesting people at music festivals. And it's like you can literally just sit there all day and be like, wow.
Look at them. Yeah, a lot of good outfits, especially like the girlies do a lot of very good outfits that I like to look at. And I'm always also intrigued by people's choice of footwear. I'm always like, you wanted to wear that all day in the woods? Okay.
No.
Good for you.
I went mostly barefoot this past weekend, but it was like at a nice farm and it was sunny and I was like just letting my inner hobbit come out, you know.
I'm a real hiking shoes at a festival kind of girl. I'm like ready for everything, like off-roading, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can stomp my way through any situation.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah.
So honestly, Creature is thriving.
He really is.
House Elf has this like one blaze of glory and then it's gone at the end of next chapter, but for now, because him and Harry have made up and he's not being prejudiced, I guess, anymore against Hermione, I guess, even though we aren't sure about that. He's just like so happy and he's like servanting really hard because when servants are happy, and I guess I should be saying slave. He's slaving really hard. Happy slaves slave harder, so keep your slaves happy.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's literally what's happening here.
It really is. It's
Harry tricked him with a fake family heirloom into like doing this work. Harry comes back. Oh yeah, the reason that the reason he was on the stoop is because he comes back from getting the newspaper with bad news. Snape is the Hogwarts headmaster.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah.
I mean, I think that the obvious choice would have been Professor McGonagall.
Yeah.
But the school is out of our hands right now, I think.
Yeah, it's run by Death Eaters now, essentially.
Do you think McGonagall tried?
Probably. She probably did. But then they probably shut her down.
Yeah. I really feel for McGonagall. The other, all the teachers that we know and love, like McGonagall and Sprout, because they all have to stay here, like, for the kids. They have to, like, stay at Hogwarts this year despite it all for the kids. That are required to be there, by the way. The last chapter said, or maybe the chapter before, that they're now all required to go to Hogwarts.
Wow.
So if you, like, don't send your kids to the school, they're going to come looking for you.
Yeah, that's no good.
That is no good. I mean, I'm all for education.
Yeah.
But this ain't that. But they want the kids to come so they can keep track of the Muggle-borns.
Yeah. They're getting weird with the Muggles here in this book. It starts to get a little weird.
Definitely pretty fucking weird. The next book is called the Muggle-born Registration Commission.
Oh, the next chapter? Yeah.
Yeah. What did I say? The next book?
Yeah. I was like, damn, they made a whole book about this?
God damn it. Please, no more books.
Please, no.
Yeah, so... And it's probably so hard for Snape to, not that I think he's a good guy, but the fact that he's like not Team Voldemort and he's having to pretend to be, and like to be like, well, this is my school now, to like all of these teachers that are senior to him and like good people.
Yeah.
It must have been like so awkward.
Yeah.
Hermione runs off and then, I forgot why. There's some connection. She's like, something. She runs off and she comes back with Phineas Nigellus. He's the painting that there's one, because he was in the Black family, there's one in Grimmauld Place, and then he was a headmaster of Hogwarts, so there's one in the Hogwarts headmaster's office. She puts Phineas Nigellus in her big, giant Mary Poppins purse so he can't spy. Surely she should cast Muffliato, though? You know that spell that makes it so that people can't hear you when you talk?
Yeah. Yeah,
Just throw them in the purse.
Maybe the purse is like soundproof. Like it's like a void.
Okay, not to be like the biggest Harry Potter nerd ever, but I actually have evidence that it is not soundproof because at one point Harry can hear a stack of books inside of it toppling over.
What the heck? Yeah. Wow, that's a good one. Dude, what's the deal with this purse? Dude, why did, like, when they went camping, they should have just lived in the purse, man. Like, you know what I mean? No one would ever suspect that.
It's like a pocket dimension.
Is it? Yeah.
You literally could.
If you well, here's the thing. If you go into that purse, can you get out of it? Is it like a singularity? Like, is it like you're stuck? Like, how would you get out of it if you went into the purse? Like, you know, would somebody have to take you out of it?
Oh, did you see? I am not a fan of the Fantastic Beasts movies, but I'm a slight fan of the first Fantastic Beasts movie. Did you see that, Mike?
No, I don't think I have.
It's a little bit fun. Like, it's a bit of a romp. I have a good time watching it. But Newt Scamander, the main character of Fantastic Beasts, he has a briefcase or like it's actually like one of those classy old like leather suitcases, like vintage ones. And he opens it and he walks down into it and his menagerie is down there. Like a gigantic, it seems like it's like acres and acres. That's like in his suitcase. So maybe he could do a staircase like that. Maybe Hermione could do a staircase like that to access her purse.
Okay, yeah, so you can get out of it.
Now, I mean, maybe the first time you jump in, it's really hard to get out, but if you build a ladder or a stairs, you'll be okay.
I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about this.
Well, it's actually really funny because today in our Discord server, our friend Phil, he was on last week's episode, he mentioned last week that he's been doing this items of Harry Potter bracket where every day we're voting on our favorite of 2 different items. Yesterday, I guess, was asking about, sorry, I'm scrolling back in the, wait, what the fuck, actually? When were we talking about this? Oh, okay, so whatever, man. At some point, Phil, the 2 items he said were the Remember All and the Shifting Trunk. The trunk that the real Mad-Eye Moody was being stored in at the end of Goblet of Fire. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Wait, say that again? Yeah, with the trunk.
The shifting trunk, where they're like, oh my god, this Mad-Eye Moody is fake. And then they unlock the trunk and he's like down in the trunk.
Okay, yeah.
The Discord server, since Phil brought that up, the Discord server has been chatting a lot about like, do we want to remember all or a shifting trunk? And so nobody wants to remember all because they're just like kind of useless. So everyone said shifting trunk, but we're like, okay, but can we use that room as a room instead of a dungeon? Like, can we? I said my dungeon level would just be full of boxes of Halloween decorations. Tekenna said, what if you could open it from the inside and make it not a dungeon? And then Mitch said $600 a week cozy flat inside the trunk.
So what about this? So what happens when you put Hermione's purse in the shifting trunk? And then you're like Inception.
Pocket dimension.
Yeah, it's like Inception. What do you... That's crazy.
That is really crazy. For some reason, I'm picturing chutes and ladders, but it's just like, oops, all ladders all the way down. Like,
see, that's what they should have done with Voldemort, man. They should just put him in like 8 trunks. Trunk in a trunk in a trunk. Just lock him up
in the ocean.
And then throw him in like 8 trunks and then throw it in Azkaban. Like, he's not getting out of that. Put Dementors in everyone. Like, come on, you're done.
Pull a Houdini.
Yeah.
And by Houdini, I mean die trying to escape some. I think he did, didn't he? Didn't he die trying to do like one grand final escape?
Probably. Yeah.
I think he did. I'm going to Google it. How did Houdini die? Oh, yeah, he died of... I think that he like hurt himself trying to do one of his tricks and then got sick from it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Something about... Oh, wait. Okay, no. This is actually a crazy story, and I'm glad, because I forgot that I knew this. Okay, Houdini did some trick. I forgot what it was. Maybe like a holding his breath trick. I don't know. Something that made him kind of weak, and he was like just hanging around. And some guy came up to him and was like, "Can I punch you really hard?" And Houdini was like, "Yeah." Like, yeah, you can. Because he just was the kind of guy who's like, "Yeah, I can do anything." And then it burst his appendix.
Holy crap.
He got punched so hard he died.
No, really?
Literally, that's how Houdini died.
Wow. For Harry Houdini, magic was not might.
He had like a ruptured appendix, so like maybe his appendix was already about to blow.
Ugh. Google's like showing me like a diagram of an
exploding appendix.
Of an appendix. I'm like, I really don't want to see that.
That's not what I wanted.
Kind of.
Why did we talk? Oh, because of the trunk. I was like, why the fuck are we talking about Houdini?
Oh, now I'm like creeped out. I'm just.
I know.
Every now and then I just like get this like just that thought that like we're just like a bunch of like organic tubes talking at each other. It kind of freaks me out.
You're piloting your meat sack.
It's so weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been playing Fallout lately, and it's extremely violent. And sometimes I'm just like, ooh.
Which one?
Fallout 4.
It's a good one.
It's one of my favorite video games. I love it a lot.
They haven't made a new Fallout in some time. The last one they made was Fallout 76, which I had a stint when I was unemployed back in 2022. It was like, I think it was like the free game for like November or December in the PlayStation Store, and like all I did was like play that game with my best friend Joey.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was fun. It's like it's not a great game, because it's like one of those like online games.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's kind of janky, but like it was fun to play with friends. But
janky and fun.
Yeah, and it was like you were in like West Virginia too, so there was like a bunch of like cryptids and stuff, and like the Appalachians. So it was a cool kind of environment.
That is fun.
Yeah, it just because it was like an online game instead of like single player. I think it was kind of like I think that's what makes a Fallout game so good is like the story and the characters.
Yeah, and you're like, I do think that the feeling of like aloneness in the world is like very Fallout.
Yeah, so having like an online, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like those like MMOs just because they don't have an end. They're just kind of designed to to suck
To
you
hook
in.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I like my games to have an end because I have
Narrative.
yeah, and you don't see that as much anymore because it doesn't make as much money as these like online games that have like
Yep.
loot and all this extra crap that you can buy. God, I feel old. Back in my day.
No, I know. Back in my day, you would spend 6 days of your life straight trying to get through the water temple
Exactly,
to get to the end of that game. You earned the finale of that game.
Exactly. Oh my god.
I was about to just start talking about Baldur's Gate, but then I remembered that we're on a podcast about Harry Potter. Okay, I guess we'll talk about Harry Potter. So Harry apparently watched the entrance to the Ministry of Magic for 7 hours and did not see Umbridge, which I don't believe he has that long of an attention span. I just don't believe it.
That's the thing. They're all like, yeah, we've been scoping out the Ministry for a month. I'm like, a month? Like, I highly doubt that. There's no way y'all are sitting out there for hours in the invisibility cloak, just like, I don't know.
They don't have a phone. And like, what are they doing?
They're like cops on a stakeout. What do they bring? Like, bring some donuts or something? I don't know.
There's no way Ron's not falling asleep. Like,
no,
I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it either.
Buying it. So basically, Umbridge must take the Flu Network to the Ministry of Magic because they haven't seen her walking in, and only high up people in the Ministry are allowed to be using the Flu Network right now because it's like under tighter security because of everything.
Yeah.
Because of everything.
Because of the rise of magical fascism.
I just realized I saw Court eating like dinner or whatever behind you, and then I feel like I just realized that she was actually in front of you because it's a mirror behind you. Is that correct? Or was she actually sitting?
No, she's
back
on the
there?
couch. Yeah. Oh, the mirror's even further back.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like so disoriented looking into your house because of the mirror. And for a second, I was like, why are there two lights? But then I was like, there's a mirror. I've been in your house several times.
Don't worry about it. My house is in Hermione's purse. Don't worry about it.
Hermione's purse, if it was like I Dream of Jeannie's like little lamp, and then if it had that chandelier you have behind you, that would be pretty legit, actually.
Gosh, I wish we had more Hermione's purses, dude. We could end we could end homelessness, dude. We could all just we could all just be living in our little magical purses on the street.
Whoa, I love that. We're all like our own little Polly Pockets.
Right? We're like, hey, come into my little world. My little magical purse.
So basically, Harry's like, let's do it tomorrow. We're not sure what they're talking about because we've had this time jump. They've got some kind of a plan. He's like, let's do it tomorrow. And it's like, Harry, it's like, let's do it tomorrow because the readers came back and we have to take an action.
That's what it kind of, I was gonna say, like, tomorrow, you aren't serious, Harry. It's like, why are we having this conversation? It's like, we have to move this story along.
We have to go. But I do also kind of understand the feeling of like realizing you're prepared for something and then being like, okay, let's fucking do it. Like, don't, like, if you're ready for a test at school and you're like, but wait, it's like 3 more days. Am I gonna hold on to all this knowledge? I was never ready for a test. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of like a D-Day moment, right? They've been like scoping it out. There's a big risk, and then they're like, "Well, we just got to do it."
And like that's the hardest part of so many things is like overcoming the anxiety and just starting to do the thing.
Yeah.
So Harry, Gryffindor as ever.
Yeah,
let's
go.
Fucking go. Let's go. Let's go kill Voldemort. No. Let's go steal a locket.
Yeah, you aren't serious, Harry. Yeah, Harry's like, I'm just kidding. Let's just chat for another chapter and then and then we'll do it.
Let's just clean another room
let's
in this
just
fucking
break
house
the fourth
again.
wall and ruin this whole series in this one chapter.
So they go back and forth a bit. Harry's scar hurts him. He gets a vision. My score!
My score!
My little scar hurts! So he gets this vision. Voldemort is looking for Grigorovich, the wand maker. He goes to this lady's house. The lady in German is like, he's not here. I don't know where he is. And Voldemort's like, then I murder you. And then he does. It's kind of annoying. It's like, why murder me? Why?
Yeah.
Because villain.
Because I'm the Dark Lord.
They fight about it a bit. Harry says he like wants to use this connection. Hermione's like honestly, Hermione, like, stop. Just give it up. Like, give this up. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Like, I get that it's creepy that you might be being watched by the Dark Lord through the eyes of your friend.
Yeah.
But obviously, all you're talking to him and fussing at him is doing nothing. And that sounds sexist of me, kind of, that I'm like, stop nagging. But it's like been so long. She's been saying this for like 2.5 books. Like, stop. Just fucking stop.
Yeah, she's kind of naggy this whole book. It's kind of, I mean, everyone kind of is, though. It's like, especially when they get to the camping part, they're all just kind of complaining. Yeah, but Hermione definitely, like, she has not, all she's done in this book is, like, weep, stress, nag, get everything ready for the boys who had no plans whatsoever. No.
It's just her character is like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was getting drinks with Leela before this, our dear friend Leela, and she was talking to me about how the longer that couples are together, a lot of the time, especially I think with like older generations, we were talking about our moms at the time, the men get bigger, like physically and figuratively, and like the women get smaller. And I think Hermione is getting smaller in the name of like Harry's narrative right now.
Oh, definitely.
That's infuriating.
Yeah. What does Hermione do in this book? Like, even I'm like trying to think of even like the end of this book, and it's like
she kisses Ron.
Oh.
That's her like last thing that she does. She gets married to him and bears his children.
Yeah. I didn't really love the like Hermione Ron thing. I mean, especially the the Harry Ginny thing too. Also, always felt very like, I don't know. It felt kind of weird to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just like maybe I just don't like epilogues, but like especially in the movie.
I'm with
like,
you there. I'm with you there. It's weird. And don't tell me what you named your kid unless it's a good name.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. I like Ginny, but I think that's more just because like I like Ginny. So me, along with Harry, I would date Ginny, a grown-up version, obviously. So I'm like, I get that.
You know, I think I liked book Ginny. I did not like movie Ginny. Like, even when they first introduced her, I'm like, really?
No. I'm totally with you. No riz whatsoever.
Yeah, and I don't think Harry would have been attracted to that Ginny. I mean,
know. they had like negative chemistry.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, it was so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think that like Ron and Hermione would be one of those couples where he just needed her so much.
Yeah.
To like take care of his house and like tell him where to go and like buy him new clothes, and like the way that women just take care of men, I think Ron would really need a lot of that. He
would. Yeah, I think Ron would be kind of lost without Hermione. Like if they didn't get married, what do you think Ron's like 20s would have been like? You know, I feel like he kind of would have just kind of floundered about. I think he would have ended up living with his parents, bro. He would have like never left.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Do you know what Rupert Grint, the actor who played Ron, do you know what he did after Harry Potter?
What?
He bought an ice cream truck and drove around just giving out ice cream.
I love that.
I hope that Ron's 20s were like that.
Yeah. He just like used his like the magic, which I guess in this world is money, but
right?
You know, with money you can make magic, like buying an ice cream truck and giving out ice cream to people. That's so fun.
That is magic. Friendship is magic.
Yeah, it is.
Ice cream is magic.
Ice cream is magic. Yeah.
So what day is it? It's today.
It's go time.
Today, we're breaking into the Ministry of Magic.
Dun, 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 yeah.
Imagine Nick Cage in National Treasure when he says, I'm stealing the Declaration of
Independence.
But what if he said, I'm going to break into the Ministry of Magic?
Yeah, pretty much.
So they apparate into an alley near the Ministry of Magic. It's a bit awkward because the invisibility cloak only covers 2 of them, so
yeah, they're older now. They can't all fit.
Yeah. Insane that it's covered them thus far.
Yeah.
But they, like, apparate... So Hermione, like, goes with Ron, leaves Ron, and then comes back for Harry. But, like, then they go into, like, a little private area. Where do they go? Hold on.
I think they go into a theater.
Into a theater?
I think so.
I must refer...
Yeah, an empty theater.
Okay. So, like, why didn't they apparate without the invisibility cloak into the abandoned theater?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just a question. Or maybe, and I wouldn't put this past them, maybe Ron and Harry are so bad at apparating that they need Hermione to guide them.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Because at the end of the next chapter, too, when they're escaping from the Ministry, Hermione is completely in charge of that also. She's, like, taking them away.
Yeah, with Ron first, then came back for Harry.
Harry is just sitting there like, I hope they come back for me.
Yeah, it's like the boys are kind of like they're a little useless without Hermione.
Dude,
like, you know,
it's like they're figuring out a plan, and I'm like, are they figuring out a plan?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like
Hermione figuring out a plan.
Right, Harry is just like the fire, right? That like, let's go, right? He's like, let's go.
Yeah.
And Ron's just. I mean, like, I guess Ron does help, but he's very much very much assisting. He's never really doing the main thing, but really Hermione is the brains. She's the one who's like really making sure it all like goes well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I just had a thought, and I'm going to talk it out. So my first thought was, why are they doing this at the Ministry of Magic instead of trying to go to Umbridge's house, which would not have a million high up government wizards at it? But then I realized that Umbridge's house is probably hidden magically.
You think so?
Probably. For, like, her own protection.
Yeah, or maybe she has, like, guards there. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just... From a plot perspective, how fun. Like, yeah, we gotta break into the Ministry of Magic,
it is it is very fun.
Even in the movie, I always really enjoyed this sequence. It's always fun.
Yeah, totally.
Well, it's like literally Mission Impossible. Because like every Mission Impossible movie, they always have like even like from the first one they did in the 90s. Like there's always like it always starts and then there's someone like who's somewhere they're not supposed to be, and then they like rip off a mask and it's like, oh, it's Polyjuice Potion. So
yeah,
it's the same thing. Yeah.
They open a door and wait, and then eventually this lady apparates into the alley, and Hermione instantly stuns her, and then polyjuices into her. And we learned that this lady is named Mephalta Hopkirk. It's very funny that these kids, Harry in particular, they're like, this is Mephalta Hopkirk, and they were like, I think reading her badge, being like, oh, she works like doing this, or maybe they already know that about her. They're like, Mephalta Hopkirk. But Harry Potter has corresponded with Mephalta Hopkirk before.
Really?
Because when he gets his letters about the improper use of magic, they're from Mephalta Hopkirk.
No way.
Yes. So in book 2, he got a letter from her because of the Dobby's hover charm. And then in book 5, there's the chapter with all the owls in it where he gets like expelled from school, and then he gets a letter from the ministry about his improper use of magic. And so he should recognize this bitch's name.
You think like J.K. Rowling literally just like forgot? She's like writing. She's just like yeah, you think you would remember stuff like that, but maybe not.
Maybe not. Look who it is. Look who the baby dragged in.
Y'all, don't play with me.
Do you even want to be here? You don't have to be here.
No, I do actually want to be here.
Mike and I have been doing pretty good, actually. I've never done a twofer, but we're crushing it.
I mean, honestly, I could use the interaction. It's been a rough day.
Okay, we won't make you go. I love you.
Thank you for not making me leave. I appreciate it.
So here's where we are. We're live in the middle of an episode right now.
Talking about Mafalda Hopkirk.
Yeah, we just got to the beginning of the plan.
Gotcha.
They just apparated into the alley, and I was talking about they are looking at this witch apparates into the alley. Hermione stuns her and then takes the polyjuice potion to become her. And they're like looking at her badge or whatever, and it's like, oh, Mafalda Hopkirk. Interesting. And I was pointing out that Harry has received several correspondences from Mafalda Hopkirk every single time he's used underage magic illegally, because she's the one who sends them out, and he should definitely recognize her name.
Harry has the overall awareness of a 17-year-old boy. So.
It's just so funny that, like, if Mafalda knew that he did not recognize her, I would be like, these fucking kids don't listen to me. Especially,
like, not just that he doesn't recognize her, but he doesn't recognize her as he's currently actively engaging in underage unlicensed magic.
Yeah.
I gotta say, he's of age now. He has of aged.
True. He just aged up. I forgot that just hit that 17.
He's got to level up. Yeah. But he still is being super illegal for sure.
I mean, this is... I wouldn't say breaking into the ministry and like impersonating government officials is the most legal thing he's done.
So Hermione is now Mafalda Hopkirk. We're going to call her Mafalda.
Oh, I hate that.
Two of the voweliest names I've ever heard.
Mafalda. Do you think that's just Matilda with an F?
The thing with J.K. Rowling is her names are real.
Yeah.
Like it means mighty in battle, and it's Portuguese. Told you.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
She's not really
Mafalda.
that mighty in this battle.
She pretty much gave up, eh? I mean, I don't know if you get to count this as giving up, but she got bested at minimum.
She got bested, yeah. That's she gives up from a sneak attack. How embarrassing though to get. Well, I guess I was gonna say to get sneak attacked by Harry Potter. Is actually Hermione not as embarrassing?
Not as embarrassing. I think it's still a little bit embarrassing to get taken down by some like newly legal wizards, though.
Yeah.
A gang. A moment later, a wizard appears. Hermione Mafalda goes out like as Mafalda and gives him a puking pastel, which this is great. And when they were packing up and Hermione was like reciting all the things that she was bringing and she said puking pastels, I was like, why the fuck are you bringing that, you crazy? And then I was like, oh, I forgot it's part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
So she gives him, what is he like, coughing or something? And he's like, take this puking pastel. But wait, why is he's like coughing? She's like, take this medicine or whatever.
Yeah.
Have a sweet. Okay. She aggressively
have
gives
a sweet.
The candy.
Have a sweet. It's like I guess I'll just take it. What if he was allergic? They didn't consider that for 1 second.
Yeah, this is like, again, look, there are a lot of moments in this story where I resent our lead characters, but like taking a dude out on the day that, as we learn, his wife is on trial for just being a human being is so aggressively shitty.
They didn't know.
I know, but like...
It is terrible timing.
If a man's like vomiting that hard and he's like, I simply must still go to work, like, wouldn't you just be like, he's got something going on?
Maybe we'll pick someone else.
Yeah, like we can back out of this at any point.
Well, but have you ever been doing something that's like a little high stress that you've been planning and you're like, the plan, we're doing the plan, and it's like very hard to de-plan the plan once it started planning?
I mean, to my credit in this particular situation, I've given birth to a child, which is a situation in which I went in with a plan and ended up in an emergency surgery, so...
Oof. Yeah.
I'm not super attached to plans. Again, were I in this situation, I would be like, oof, we've made an error.
Like, sir, do you have a really important meeting? Okay, no, I understand. You could go. Oh, okay. Here, take this. Oh, yep, just a new stomach bug going around.
Wow, how about that? Crazy.
Okay, have a great day. And he would actually not even think about it because he's having a really hard day.
He would have no second thoughts. He would be like, oh, thank God that cleared up immediately.
Me, when I got stuck in the rain on my bike earlier, it rained super fucking hard for 5 minutes, and I stood under a tree shaking in my little overalls. And then it passed, and I said, good thing that cleared up in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about which of my friends lived closest so I could just go to their house. But we get him. He's barfing so hard. I feel scared for him. Like, is the magic of the puking pastille causing him to not get dehydrated from all of this vomiting?
I suppose. Also, we get a second clue that this dude has more going on because Ron takes his clothes out and he's like, weird that he wasn't wearing his uniform. It's almost like he's dressed up for something that's not work related.
Yeah, yes, I didn't even think about that. They're not thinking outside of themselves right now.
Yeah, well, they're thinking into someone else.
Oh, yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, you're right about that. You got me there.
Ugh, I can't imagine apparating while vomiting. That sounds awful. Imagine, like, what that's like. He, like, apparates to St. Mungo's, and it's just, like, blah, like, all over the living room. They're like, all right, get him in. Like,
just into the middle of the waiting room.
Yeah, someone's just sitting there, and they're like, why does this always happen to me?
Doesn't it, like, describe it as, like a pressure, like a force pushing in on you? Am I imagining that?
No, the navel pulling is a port key, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, at best, my question is if he starts vomiting mid-apparition, does the vomit precede him into the room?
Does it stay in that, like, liminal space between just
the next
forever?
person that apparates in a similar route just gets hit with a face full of vomit?
Ew.
Harry said that apparition is uncomfortable, quote, like being forced through a very tight rubber tube with vomit. Yeah. That's terrible. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Ron polyjuices into him Reg Cattermole. What I want to know is, how do they have polyjuice potion?
I'm assuming Hermione brewed it?
She probably
How
made
did
it.
she get, like, all those ingredients?
I don't know.
I mean, also, like, how did... to add to that, actually, I'm switching sides. Like, it takes a long time to brew. You would think if Harry made the snap decision to just, like, go for it, she would be like, actually, the polyjuice potion has, like, 4 more weeks of stewing.
Yeah, that's right, too.
Yeah.
So where's the polyjuice potion from?
Because polyjuice potion needed to be relatively fresh, right? In the first time we encounter it.
I'm not sure they ever say that it needs to be fresh, but they do definitely say it takes over a month to brew.
Yeah. I'm wondering what the shelf life on a polyjuice potion is.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, Moody, I mean, what's his fuck? Barty Crouch Jr., he was carrying around in a flask in his pocket. So it must be good for at least a day.
Okay.
But I get the idea that maybe he would, like, make a batch and drink it maybe over the course of, like, a couple weeks or a month. So, because otherwise that's just kind of like an untenable amount of time to put into developing your polyjuice potion.
I mean, they've been kind of wandering about doing surveillance in the invisibility cloak. Maybe they just stole some.
But from where? It's not just, like, sitting about. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
There's got to be, like, a potion shop.
I'm looking this up.
That's an essential tenet of fantasy, right? A potion shop.
The books never mention a potion shop, just a potion ingredients shop. And polyjuice potion is, like, rare and hard. And it was in this, like, textbook, I think, from the restricted section, shout out.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that it's, like, not that easy. I think people wouldn't just, like, have it about. I've been playing a lot of video games lately. Sean's been out of town, and I've just been playing video games. And I feel like my brain is like, where are the components for this thing you had to craft? Like, how did you obtain them? Did you walk across the map? What?
She smuggled them from Mad Eye's whole stock of polyjuice potion right under Ron's mom's nose. So I guess that was like...
Wait the fuck up. Because
wait, what? Hold up. No, yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I'm on Reddit.
No.
Someone asked.
Because Mad Eye Moody hasn't used polyjuice potion because he's the real Mad Eye now. It's been 2 books. He's been the real Mad Eye with no polyjuice.
Oh, just
potion.
from his stock, though. Doesn't he just have a bunch of potions?
Why would
Right.
he just have a bunch
So,
of it? I
don't know.
Okay, hold on. But then we're positing that he had unmixed polyjuice, right? He had not previously hair contaminated it.
Yeah, I
and
guess so.
that Hermione stole this 3 years ago.
Oh, no, because Mad Eye made the polyjuice potion at the beginning of this book to get everybody... Didn't they get, like, everybody to look like Harry, right?
Yeah, they did the
So
multi-Harryverse.
I guess he probably had some extra, I guess. Yeah.
I'm mad that you found an answer.
I know.
I'm mad that you figured it out.
Do I accept it? No.
It's in the book. It's
I
on
believe
page
she
96.
would. I believe she would and could.
It's on page 96. Oh, hold on.
She goes, "Let's see," said Hermione. "I've been packing for days, so we're ready to leave at a moment's notice. Which, for your information, has included doing some pretty
Oh my
difficult
God.
magic. Not to mention smuggling Mad Eye's whole stock of Polyjuice potion."
He's
Okay,
right.
So
The
you're
text.
you're completely right. The text supports it. In fact, it was several chapters back. I'm mad that you found an answer, and I'm gonna say I still think this is lazy writing because why would he have this?
It almost feels like she used the Polyjuice potion to turn everyone into Harry, just so they could have the Polyjuice
Have
potion
it for the
this
ministry.
for
Oh my
the
God.
ministry.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
It makes more sense than the multi-Harryverse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Into the Spider-Verse, but it's just Harry Potter
Oh
and
my
nothing
God.
happens because he refuses to make any choices or offend anybody.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of Harrys sitting in a room being like, so, how'd it go down? Anybody have parents? I just want to check to make sure that that's not...
Oh my God. Oh, I do. There's like one Harry who's like happy.
Yeah. Just a scarless, silly boy. Like, well, this was depressing. Anyhow.
Y'all are bumming me out. Magic.
So Harry waits under the invisibility cloak while Ron and Hermione go get hairs for him to become someone random they don't know who, on to their later misfortune. And then, oh no, he's hot. Harry changes into some hot guy.
Harry's not used to this.
I think that it's crazy because it says like Harry was now muscular, but I think it's absolutely unbelievable crazy that it wasn't like Harry checked out his cool new muscles. Like,
Yeah.
let me see if I can pick up this fucking chair or whatever.
Yeah, like, hold on, guys. Yeah, let me go throw this bench real quick.
I mean, imagine, I don't know, Mikey, give us a former teen boy perspective. If you were suddenly like a muscular 6 foot tall, like adult man with a nice beard, wouldn't you be like drunk with power for at least a little bit?
I'd go like straight to the bar, or like, some place where like
Abandon the plan.
I would abandon it. Sorry, hey guys, hold on. I'm gonna go down to London. I'm gonna enjoy having muscles and being tall. Just bathe in that attention for a bit. Use my magic on some muggles to be like, "Ooh, how'd you do that?" Another drink. I don't know.
I'm thinking about where buff people go, and I just keep picturing
gym?
Larry the lobster from SpongeBob on his muscle beach.
There's a children's book called the Belly Button Book where they go to Belly Button Beach.
Oh, nice.
Where hippos stand around in bathing suits too little in the hopes you will admire the button on their middle. And so I'm just imagining buff Polyjuice Harry in like a little Speedo being like, look at my abs.
Oh my gosh. Now I want to see a painting of that. That's so funny.
The thing is that if my body suddenly changed at all in any way, I would be stopping to inspect. Like, I've got to figure out what I'm working with.
Especially now that they're like older, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna check your dick out, right?
Gotta check the dick out.
I would check out that dick.
I bet this guy's name is Runcorn.
This guy's
Yeah.
probably hung.
Sounds like
bro.
he's hung.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, here's the thing. You turn into Crab or Goyle, I'm not immediately checking that dick. I'm turning into like a muscular, 6 foot tall, beardy dude. I'm checking that dick.
It's fun that we finally have an adult character who's not like related to any of our main characters, and we can just be like, oh my god, he's hot. Let's sexualize him. He's also a villain, lest us not forget.
Yeah.
I mean, fine, but come on now.
Kinda
It's
makes him
always
even
the
hotter.
dangerous ones. I know, right?
Oh, come on.
I mean, not in this particular context, because it's a particularly genocidal version of, you know?
He's a little cute in the movie, but like not really.
Yeah.
Not in the way that I dreamed of him being reading this chapter. So they go to enter the Ministry of Magic through gendered bathrooms. Seems like non-binary people wouldn't be able to get into the building. That seems like an access issue. That's not a good way to let people into your building.
This is not surprising given the author. Now what we know about the author.
Sure. Together, Ron and Harry, they figure it out. They're like, we need to flush ourselves. Imagine, like, you're this, like, old, like, senior manager in your company that you see around the office every day, and he's always in a bad mood, and he doesn't talk to you, and you catch him looking at something that's a very normal part of his commute as if he has never seen it before. Like, imagine catching that guy.
Well, especially after someone, like, literally makes the direct-to-camera joke of, like, who are they expecting to turn up? Harry Potter.
Yeah, dude. Oh my
Roll the laugh
gosh.
track. Okay, so then they get out and they're in the atrium. Someone calls Harry Runcorn and seems scared of him. So we're getting context. This is actually kind of scary for Harry to like realize that he's a bad guy. We need to figure out what kind of person we're playing. I want to know how... Did Hermione say how she got him?
No, they just said they, like, found a dude. They sent him home with a nosebleed.
Oh, found him already unconscious. Sorry.
No, I mean, here's the thing. A nosebleed
just
does
took
not
some
prevent
hair.
me from going to work, actually.
Yeah, unless it was like gushing at an alarming rate.
I mean, it must have, because it's a skiving snack box.
But then I would maybe go, if it was like really an alarming amount of nosebleed, and I'm not a nosebleed getter, I mean, I might go straight to like medical care, because I'd be like, this is crazy. Like, this has never, if it was like a really alarming amount of blood, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, I guess.
I don't know, man. Maybe he was just working too hard. He was looking for any excuse to take a day off.
Runcorn needed a vacation.
Runcorn's like, I'm done.
Reg Cattermole did not need one today.
Runcorn needed a just quick beach trip to really enjoy his muscles.
He's halfway
Exactly.
to Majorca right now.
Yeah, he was like, say less. I'm getting out of here.
We get this very creepy statue shot.
Yeah, it says magic is might, and it depicts the subjugation of muggles under wizards. Isn't that fun? We love oppression.
Is there like a... Is that like the illustration in the chapter? Is it that statue? Do we have like a photo of that? Maybe they do it in the movie. I don't remember.
Magic is
No,
might.
we get Harry... in my book, it's Hermione
with
stuff
the-
in the painting.
Oh, okay. I found an illustration.
Cute little picture.
I found an illustration, but it's not. It's like not.
Oh, yeah, because I feel like still shots of movies are always like, wait, I thought that was really, like, prominent, and it doesn't look prominent in this.
It's a shame. I think it's just because it's just like Muggles getting crushed by wizards.
Muggles getting
Yeah, it's
crushed.
literally wizards sitting on literal thrones on a pile of muggle bodies.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one's pretty
There's
scary, actually.
There's some,
It's-
I'm seeing a couple interesting images. They're very upsetting.
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
found
sound like
one that's-
even passingly okay.
Yeah, not passingly okay. We're outwardly
Ugh.
fucked up.
Imagine being just like a normal ass janitor as Ron is impersonating
Yeah.
currently. And like having to walk into work and be like, oh yeah, the subjugation statue.
Oh, it's
Reg
got dust on it.
Cattermole.
Yeah, someone's like, hey, can you dust that off, man?
That particular tortured screaming person looks a little bit dirty. You wanna...
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes, boss. Yeah.
Are you kidding? They're the government, and it's they got janitors.
Those
They're paying people to dust this
crushed muggles are
statue.
shining.
They're shining.
You could
Okay.
eat your lunch off of them.
But this is like, here's the thing. This isn't Capitol Hill. This is like a municipal office by and large. Like, imagine that you're just like in to get, I don't know, like a permit to disapparate into another country, and you walk in and you're like, oh, that's... I wasn't quite aware that that was the way the government was going.
Yeah, you're right. That's wild. That would
Like,
be, I mean, you
It's a
just
bit
would try not
extreme.
to.
Yeah, like, surely they didn't report on this in, like, the Daily Prophet. Like, ministry gets new statue. So it's like...
And it's super racist.
It's really out there, guys. You know, so it's like, I'm imagining a lot of people on their day-to-day regular-ass fucking business. Like, oh man, I found an egg timer that's bewitched. I guess I gotta report it to the magical artifacts, misuse of Muggle artifacts department. And you walk in and you're like... I'm from Scotland, and so I wasn't totally aware that...
Yeah.
You know? It just seems like a lot.
There's a time and a place, you know, for the for the oppression statue.
Do you leave? If you're showing up on normal business, do you leave? Do you see that
you're like,
statue and
you
just
know
go,
what?
nope?
I'm kind of out. Yeah, I just immediately apparates home.
Or do you ask someone once? Like, hey, has this always been here? It's my first time here. Is this new?
You gotta ask questions. You gotta ask questions. Where are all of the monuments from Monument Avenue?
Oh, they were melted.
What? Really?
Yeah, they were donated to the...
They were for real melted?
They were donated to the Black History Museum. One of them is now in the Valentine, but they keep the statue in a prone position the same way that it was knocked down by protesters and covered in paint. The rest of them were melted.
Okay, that's pretty
hard.
metal. That's
Yeah,
pretty
right?
cool. Okay, like I literally didn't know that. I assumed they just put them in like an art museum closet somewhere and we're like, we'll figure this
No.
out later.
For sure, fact check me on that, but that's the last I read of them.
My mind was going to like that last scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm like, it's there. That's where they put him.
I don't know that.
The giant warehouse of artifacts.
The giant warehouse. Yeah, it's just in a box.
The room of requirement, perhaps?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a Harry Potter podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, subjugation statue. So then Yaxley approaches Cattermole. Are these people labeled? Was Yaxley labeled? I think he has like a name tag or something, like a badge.
I think
Yakety
so.
Saxley.
Yeah, Yaxley.
Someone in the crowd calls to him. They're like, hey, Yaxley. And
What
he's
up,
like,
Yaxley? Thanks for the name.
morning, Yaxley. And he's like, yakking away.
Okay, he approaches Reg Cattermole, aka Ron Weasley, to complain that his office is raining. And Ron's like, that kind of sucks. And Yaxley's like, oh, do you think that's fucking funny? Remember how I'm on my way to oversee a trial for your wife? I'm saying this stupidly. What's happening to her? She's going to be interrogated about her blood status.
Yeah. Fucking yikes.
Fucking yikes. And that's basically what Ron says to him.
Well, he's
like-
literally just like, the guy straight up is like, you already gave up on her. Marry a pureblood next time. I'm surprised you're actually not down there with her. And Ron, in that moment, I'm guessing, gears turning, he's suddenly like, didn't want to leave because of puking. Wearing normal clothes. The fuck.
Yeah, figuring it out. You know, Ron gets there in the end. That's our guy.
He does get there.
Also, this is a stupid comment, but the fact that it can't just be the maintenance department, it's the magical maintenance department.
Yeah, what do you think? They're magical.
We get it.
No,
We get
like
it.
J.K. Rowling loves to act like she named a thing that's just named the thing. Like, remember when she
my
capitalized owl treats? And I'm like, that's not a brand. You didn't invent this. It's not
The
a
other-
proper noun.
The other option is that there are non-magical maintenance that just like, oil the door jams, and then there's magical maintenance that deals with raining offices.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait, that's actually pretty good.
Now I can't stop thinking about that.
Non-magical
Yeah.
maintenance.
Do you think regular maintenance gets promoted to magical maintenance if they do a real good job mopping?
Yeah, I think they do. One can only hope to aspire to the level of magical maintenance.
My
So
gosh.
Yaxley leaves, and Ron is like, fuck, I need to fix this office. And so then Harry and Hermione carry on. Ron leaves the elevator, and it's just Harry and Hermione on the elevator, and then Umbridge enters the elevator. Da-na-na. And then it ends there, which is kind of a cool ending for a chapter. I'm like very stoked to keep
I was
reading.
I was kind of bummed. I was like, oh, wait. Oh, the good part happens but now I want to keep reading. That's Harry Potter, man.
And you can keep reading Harry Potter if you want to, Michael, but nobody ever chooses to unless they have to. He's shaking his head.
No.
Brooke, do you have any thoughts or feelings about the part of the chapter that you missed?
Not particularly, other than like I love French onion soup, and that really resonated with me.
I actually had one bite of French onion soup today, and
Oh.
that's all I can have because the sodium content you would not believe. It's truly incredible to behold. And Leela ordered it and I got one bite and then I was like savoring it so much. But then at the end, like all I could taste was salt.
Where were you eating?
We were doing happy hour at Three Monkeys.
Okay.
Yeah, I got nachos.
I saw the nachos post.
I don't think I've ever said this on pod, but do you guys know I have a nacho Instagram called The Bitch Loves Nachos? Is that the name of my Instagram account?
Yeah.
I'm almost certain.
I love it.
The Bitch Loves Nachos, where I rate local nachos.
I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah, it is The Bitch Loves Nachos. So go check out my nacho Instagram account. Mike, do you have any last words about the chapter?
No, it's just it very much feels like a heist movie. Like it has that magical Mission Impossible vibes. So they're just preparing. I don't know. We got really lost in the Hermione's purse thing. We got really lost in that.
I mean, it's certainly not something we're calling attention to because why would we? It's not like it's ever going to come back again.
Oh my gosh. No, it's a good chapter. Yeah, and like we said, it's got that end, that really dramatic cliffhanger ending. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. The way that I'm feeling is I think I plugged this before, but I've just finished reading a book called The Master of Jinn by P. Jaley Clark, and it's set in Cairo. And the main character is basically a detective for the magical ministry, basically, in Cairo in the 1920s. And it's like, it's kind of, let's just say that like this pales in comparison to like the richness of the way that like that ministry and that magic system and like all the sleuthing and stealthing that goes on is described in that book. And I like couldn't help comparing it because like even the building of the ministry is like beautiful in this book, and it's got like these gears and like it feels alive. And yeah, this is just so British. It's just like so regular British.
Oh. Yes, everything about the absolute Britishness of the ministry in general. Like up to and including the fact that, it couldn't just be like, this isn't like the wizarding high offices. It's just like everything from magical trash collection, like all the way up to like interrogator of bloodlines. Like all of that is in one building. Ostensibly like 4 billion people work here.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Or their community is just quite small.
Yeah.
Well, as we've said before, you don't have that many career options.
Yeah.
According to the Harry Potter universe, it's basically entrepreneur or government work.
It's true. Well, are y'all ready to move? Are y'all ready to move on to plugs?
Yeah.
Mike, tell the people where they can find you on the internet.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Facebook. I run a group called the Authenticity Accelerator. I help people be more creative. So you can also find me on Instagram, michaelboothby.creative. My other Instagram is also Lovewise Media. So I go to festivals, I do readings, I do interviews. So actually I have a bunch of, interviews coming up that I'm editing from a music festival and a cannabis festival. So I don't know if those will get taken down. I uploaded a promo to TikTok. I tried, and it was like, there's a whole like scene of me just like taking a dab, and they were like, no. They were like, this goes against our community guidelines.
Definitely.
I was like, I thought you could smoke pot in 2024 online. I guess you can't. So
Not
Chinese
on TikTok.
government. The Chinese
definitely
government
makes
owns TikTok.
That makes sense. Facebook didn't care. So, so again, you can find that Lovewise Media. Also, my YouTube, it's just Michael Boothby. I have a website as well. So, yeah, just, check it out.
Hell yeah.
You respectfully forgot the other really important thing that just happened.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
We'll get there. I believe in you.
Go listen to...
What did I do? I don't even know. I'm like so high right now.
your song.
You just
my
released an
EP.
EP.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I was already like, that old thing. Yeah, I
so
did.
high right now.
Oh my gosh. No, I was like, what thing did I forget about? Oh my god. Yeah, I released my EP on my 33rd birthday. It's called We're All Doctors Now. 4 tracks, acoustic, singer-songwriter. My girlfriend Court's on there doing backup harmonies. My friend John Barnes did lead guitar. That's online. We're All Doctors
Hell
Now.
yeah. Definitely go give it a listen, everyone.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's cool. What's something you've been reading or playing or listening to or watching, whatever, that you would recommend to the listeners?
Oh, yes. John Barnes. So my friend John collects rare books, and he got me this book for my birthday, and I think this is an important book that everyone should read. It's called Dispelling Watiko, Breaking the Curse of Evil. And I love that on the front cover of the book, it's a quote from Sting.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Like, literally, Sting said, the world would be a better place if everyone read this book.
If Sting said that about my book, you better fucking believe it's going on the front cover.
Yeah. No, but it's an interesting book. So Watiko is kind of like, of course, it's a Native American term, and they called it like, it was like a psychological virus. And so that's what this book, and this book, I think that came out recently, Paul Levy, but yeah, I've just been really interested in this concept with everything that's kind of going on in the world right now. Like we said earlier, like it's feeling like the Deathly Hallows out there, but it's like, it's just Watiko. It's just like people being shitty and greedy and not like seeing people as people. So I don't know. It's just been an interesting book that I've been getting into.
Cool. Thanks for the rec. That sounds
Of course,
very
yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
Brooke, what are you plugging this week?
I just finished a book called The Other Valley. Do not know who wrote it. It was incredible. What am I thinking? It's a time travel book, but it's a time travel book for people that don't like sci-fi. Like, it's not a sci-fi time travel book. It's a fantasy time travel book. And that makes it so much more interesting to me. I am not a sci-fi girly.
It's by Scott Alexander Howard.
That guy. But it's literally just... It's everything that I like, in that it is aggressively about rules. Like, that's the point of the book. It's just interrogating the rules of time travel and how the ability to travel through time may affect the way that we understand memory and emotion. And it fixes the time travel paradox. Like, it in universe solves it. So I think it is an erstwhile venture into the genre. I think that it is a beautiful book and people should read it.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for the rec. I am very excited to read that one. I've been your host, Christina. You know where to find me. And today I'll just plug Master of Gin by P.J. Ellie Clark. It was a really good book, and we enjoyed talking about it. I'll also take the opportunity to plug the Deus Ex Media Book Club, because I read Master of Gin with the Deus Ex Media Book Club. If you sign up for any of our network shows for our $1 a month or up tier, you'll have access to our Discord server and our book club server. This month for June, we're reading Most Ardently, a Pride and Prejudice remix by Gabe Cole Novoa. It's about, I think, like a gay trans retelling of Pride and Prejudice. I haven't started yet. And next month we're reading World War Z. So a lot of variety up in book club. So definitely consider coming to join us, because it's a lot of fun and it's no pressure. And we also just shoot the shit about books all the time. Michael, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. I really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. This was great.
Hell yeah. And Brooke, I'm really glad you made it. I'm so
Yeah.
glad.
Listeners, hopefully I was a welcome addition to just the backslide of the chapter.
Well, okay, about to break into the ministry. Let's go kill Voldemort.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it, potheads. Thanks for listening to The Restricted Section. Hosted and produced by me, Christina Kahn. Theme music produced by Ryan Kahn. Logo designed by Michael Hardison. Please don't find us on social media. I am not doing anything there. However, you are welcome to join our Patreon. For $1 a month, you can gain access to our Discord server, which is a lot of fun. And for $5 a month, you get access to our monthly bonus episodes. There's also a $10 and a $20 tier as well. So please go check that out. We are honored to be part of Deus Ex Media Podcast Network, which features lots of wonderful podcasts for nerds, including this one.
Have you ever wondered what is going on in someone's head? No, this isn't an opportunity to learn how to read minds. It's an opportunity to listen to interesting conversations on Content and Capable. Join me every Monday as I discuss a wide range of topics with my guests and go on a journey, figuring out how to feel content pursuing our passions and capable in the complex world around us. Find Content and Capable wherever you get podcasts, and I can't wait to meet you along the journey.
We could always start recording and just act like nothing happens when she comes on
And she joins.
gaslight our listeners into thinking that she's been here the whole time.
Oh my god. Just use one of her old intros from like another episode. Just retcon her in. That's so funny.
Deus Ex Media.